I'm going to be talking about in this video a topic that might be a little bit triggering and might challenge a little bit of your beliefs, but I do encourage you to stick until the very end of this video because this is one of those topics that is timeless information. This is information that can help you no matter where you go, when you're doing it, at any point in existence. Now, I understand it's a bold claim to make, but I'm going to be sharing with you in this video how to transcend the concept of spirituality. And of course, this is debatable. Is it a concept? Is it reality? But I'm telling you that reality, in a way, depending on the way you want to look at it, is a concept. And that actual spirituality is aligning with your true heart's desire and what it is that you really want to create. Your natural state as a divine creator. Let's talk about in this video how to remove these false concepts of who you're not and step back into alignment with who you actually are. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell because I do actually post a new video every single day. Also, here's an announcement. I just launched single sessions. I'm not doing free consultations anymore, and I'm not doing long-term coaching anymore. I might do it occasionally, but my main focus is single sessions. If you want to work with me, your opportunity is to do a single session. Long-term coaching, if you really want, you can email me, but it's not something that I'm focused on. It's not resonating, so all my attention is in the single sessions. If you want to work with me, you can do a single session by hitting the link that is in the description box of this video, and it's also going to be in the comments of this video as well. Now, the first thing that I want to share with you in terms of how to transcend the concept of spirituality and how to really step into who you actually naturally are, and it's going to be debatable, right? But I'm claiming here that actually your natural state is to be a divine creator, and that spirituality in of itself becomes redundant. Let's talk about that. The first thing that I want to share with you is that alignment with your true desire is essentially what spirituality boils down to. And that sounds crazy, right? It's like, what do you mean? What about, being to the present moment? Look, any single desire that wants to be experienced will be experienced. I want to talk about that in a second here. But the thing is, though, is that once you really see that desire is the driving force towards every single decision that you make in your life, you'll realize that you can do what you think is spiritual, but actually be stagnating your energy system. And I would say that if your energy is stagnated and you think you're doing something spiritual, but actually your energy isn't moving forward, I would say that that's out of alignment with the truth of existence and what actual spirituality is pointing you to, which is to help you to get back into your own power, right? That's the goal of spirituality, right? I'll never forget when I was talking to one of my mentors, and I was like confused on if I should make a choice because it's not spiritual. I was like, oh my gosh, should I do this? Because I don't know if it's, I think it was like me like expressing something to my mom or something. It was like a deep, like something I want to tell her. I was like, oh, I don't know if I should talk about this. It's a little bit bold. Is it not spiritual to talk about this? And he said, Francis, spirituality ultimately boils down to what is going to help you to have, and again, some people might disagree with this, but it really hit me in that moment. He's like, Francis, spirituality ultimately boils down to helping you to remove the pain from your life and move towards what is working, right? Isn't that what life is pointing towards? Isn't life something that is life-giving, helping you to decrease the amount of your pain and move towards more ease and alignment and having more support in your life to help you to go where you want to go? Any resistance that's stopping you from going where you want to go, you want to deal with that and take care of that to remove the pain and help you to get back into alignment. Isn't that what we're all really going after? And what I found, I've tested this. I've tested so many different ways to live my life energetically, to overextend myself. I've had people pleasing my whole life, which I don't have that anymore really, because there's just no point. Like, I can sense when I'm hurting my energy. If I'm noticing in any areas where I'm hurting myself, what I'll do is I'll recalibrate that frequency and I'll take that as a cue to get back into alignment with my highest vision. Now, that is ultimately what it boils down to. And I'm going to share with you in a moment here how to continue with this point. And again, some people might not fully understand this, but once you really see that you always want something and there's resistance stopping that, the true spiritual choice in any moment is to release the resistance and to move forward. Now, let me carry on with that if that's confusing. The second thing that I want to share with you is to understand that consciousness will experience every single desire in existence. I want you to think about that for a second. From the universe's point of view, there's no such thing as, is this a good desire or is this a bad desire? It's all going to be experienced, okay? And here's the thing, this is actually like what I believe consciousness is doing. If you believe that something is bad or shouldn't exist, and you point your fingers out there to the outside world in terms of why it shouldn't exist, what'll happen is that'll turn 180 and one day you're going to have to live into that. You're going to have to experience that as consciousness. That's oneness. And that's a bold thing to realize. That's a bold thing to say. That's a big thing to realize. But what I'm telling you is that that's the claim that I'm making here is that we all want something. And you're going to manifest it one way or another. It's going to be manifested. In fact, it's almost like the universe's desire to expand and to experience everything, even if the ego, you can call it the ego structure, calls it bad or it shouldn't exist or this. See, all of these labels, all this baggage, all this negativity, all of it is not real. There's nothing that's actually good or bad. There's only existence and what consciousness wants to experience. That's it. Anything you say like, oh, that's good. Like all these ideas about spirituality and this is spiritual and that's not spiritual. Look, I've had Kundalini awakenings. I've had all these different spiritual experiences in my life. And honestly, I'm right now at the point in my life, things can change in the future. But right now I'm in a phase where spirituality has vanished. I don't have a concept of spirituality anymore. Everything is spiritual. Anything that is helping me to move my energy forward is the most spiritual choice to make. In fact, it's the choiceless choice. In some cultures, they call it the middle way. It's when you realize that holding on to the pain does nothing. Holding on to the suffering does nothing. Attachment leads to suffering. So you have to move forward. Move forward to what? Why? Why are you moving forward? Ultimately, you're moving forward for its own sake. But to have a vision and to be in alignment with that vision. See, the middle way accounts for any past resistance that you shouldn't be holding on to and where you want to go. And that happens for infinity. Now, I don't want to get too off topic here, but just keep in mind that spirituality, all of your spiritual concerns, all your seeking, it's like, oh, I don't know where I'm going and I'm lost and I'm confused and all this baggage, all this negativity can vanish in your life in an instant when you understand that consciousness wants to experience every desire and not be in pain. Because if you're in pain, pain is the body telling you that something is wrong. Pain is the body telling you that you're out of alignment. That's what I've realized. And pain is a signal communicating to you that something needs to shift. Anxiety is a signal that something needs to shift. And usually what people do is they repress their desires, they call it bad, and they get stuck in a loop. You can break that entire loop and get into alignment with what your heart actually wants and to give yourself permission to remove that pain, to ease the pain away. See, in society, we're programmed to have a lot of guilt and shame around easing our pain, right? It's ridiculous. I mean, it's not ridiculous, but it's like, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. It's like there's all this pain and we have guilt and shame, and we really believe in society like we're not allowed to remove guilt and shame and move forward towards what we want. I'm not allowed to do that. Well, you can play that game. Eventually, you'll realize that moving forward is the only option. And if that resonates for you, that is because it is for a very good purpose. The reason why what I'm saying perhaps resonates for you is because that perspective is in alignment with what your heart really wants to create. If it's resonating, it means that what I'm telling you is resonating with what you want. If it didn't resonate with what you want, you would be contracted and be triggered, and it would not be something that resonates for you. And that's your emotional guidance system. We'll talk about that in another video. Now, I just want to conclude this video with one final thing, which is to remind you that actually, once again, nothing is good or bad, okay? If you judge something, oftentimes, not always, but it can be, something that you're resisting to embody within yourself. Jealousy is redundant. Jealousy is you getting jealous about something that you can manifest in your own life. That's really what jealousy is, right? When you judge somebody, not always, it's something that you really want to embody, right? When people are like, oh, like all these scumbags, they have all the money, and it's like usually that person wants money. It's like, oh, this person's free, doing whatever they want. I think usually that person wants what that person is having, right? But you don't need to have that emotional reaction. You can actually see what somebody wants and then get excited that you can manifest it on your own. And to not believe in any fear, use that as a catalyst towards what you want. But again, remember that if you judge, you will probably at some point in consciousness, it'll come full circle, and we'll go a little bit spiritual here. Again, everything's spiritual, but you'll have to live into that thing you judged. What you judge, what you resist, you will have to become. And that is happening for a very good reason, and it will help you to manifest everything that you want and, experience life from the perspective as the divine creator that you actually are, giving yourself permission to remove that pain and step into more ease and more alignment. And with that, I conclude this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, I just launched single sessions. That's pretty much all I'm going to be focusing on right now. I'm not going to be doing free consultations. They don't resonate for me. I'm not going to be doing long-term coaching, maybe in the future, but anyways, single sessions is the main focus. So if you do want a single session with me, be sure to apply by hitting the link that's in the description box. It's also going to be in the comments of this video as well. Also, lastly, leave a like on this video only if you want to, because I do believe that every single person on this planet does deserve to know that they are divine creators of their reality, and that actually they can manifest their reality and do so in the most effortless and easeful way possible. As always, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.